Alright, we got a video from Internet Anarchist. I do like these, I don't know, I call them all downfall channels, but maybe they're like mini documentary channels. But he is covering the world of t-shirts, live stream, TikTok guy. Now, his story arc is quite interesting, and I know a little bit about him, and what I've seen is it's like developing constantly. Is that like he's somewhat in this kind of like abusive relationship with this live streamer guy on, I think he got banned from Kick, but this other live streamer guy kind of had him, was sort of like using him. And he's like an autistic TikToker guy that went super viral. And he is the originator of the put the fries in the bag, I think, right? People, when they see him, they yell put the fries in the bag and he kind of like crashes out. But I don't know, I'm kind of explaining it badly. Let's just see what the documentary says, I guess.
Wanted to be famous on social media.
Yeah, it was always my dream to become famous on a social media app.
And while he managed to achieve his dream, it also resulted in him turning into a raging alcoholic who constantly crashes out in public.
Shut the f up! I'll sue you for millions of dollars.
Chases people
I
down
like
on
how
the
he wears
streets.
the captain hat.
No, Josh!
But
No, get over here!
yeah, it's kind of sad
Josh,
story,
get
I feel
over
like.
here.
And destroys random cars. Now, if you're not familiar with who Joshua is, he might come off as just another douchebag content creator like Johnny Somali, Jack Doherty, or Neon. But unlike those,
Yeah, he's not like them. I feel like they are highly choosing what they're doing. They're like making a choice of who they want to be. Whereas I feel like Josh Vlog, I mean, I guess he still is, but like he's not quite with the same level of like malicious intent, I guess.
guys who thrive on being obnoxious for clout, Joshua's situation is just plain sad. He's ruining his life at record speed, all while uploading every second of it to the internet for everyone to see. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be diving into the tragic downfall of Joshua Block. How he went from a hard-working young man with big dreams to a world-famous influencer to now a hopeless drunk who's the perfect target for trolls. He is by no means a good person. He's pulled off more controversial stunts than most creators could ever dream of. But as you'll
What's this list?
he's pulled
List
off
of everything he's ever done wrong. Did I just say cat
who's
killing?
the
What the
perfect
hell?
target for trolls. He is by no means a good person. He's pulled off more controversial stunts.
This
for
guy's got the
trolls.
list?
He is by no means a good person.
Chicken cannibalism, cancer wishing on cousin, mocking deceased mother, cat killing, dog death threat, subway surfing arrest, indecent exposure, Hudson River bath, exposed to thousands, dark place, window, what? Penis in the headlights, N-word, N-word. Who's
Most
logging
creators
this?
could
What
ever
the hell?
dream of. But as you'll see by the end of this video, Joshua's descent into madness is largely fueled by enablers, clout chasers, and leeches who profited greatly from his downfall. Joshua Block, also known as World of T-Shirts online, had a rough start to life. He was born with autism, which made it difficult for him to understand and interact with those around him. However, he did not let this stop him from working hard in school and trying to do better in life. Unfortunately, when he was just 14 years old, he also lost his mother to cancer. This was a devastating loss, one that he never truly recovered from.
It was so sad. Like, why? Like, why?
For some unknown reason, his father failed to take custody of him as well, leaving him in the care of his grandfather. His grandfather did his best to support him, but without a stable parental figure, Josh struggled to navigate his teenage years, eventually turning to TikTok for attention and validation. He would occasionally post a video of himself doing something completely out of pocket, like eating crickets.
Yeah, that was the original viral. He has like millions of followers on TikTok.
But his proper TikTok career didn't start until
Oh, he didn't play
uploaded
the
a
whole
video
clip. I'm pretty sure he goes, exotic food check, and then eats it.
captioned, "When McDonald's gets my order wrong." At the height of
McDonald's.
the pandemic in September of 2020. It was a simple video of him badly lip syncing to a song composed entirely out of swear words. From there, he continued posting on the platform almost daily, and even made a video promoting the variety of content on his account.
World
I
of
don't understand the
T-shirts is
appeal.
one of the
You gotta watch the New York video. He goes to New York and sings New York, continent where dreams are made of. That's what really blew him up. But yeah, I don't know. Now it's kind of sad, like this documentary saying people are just watching because it's like kind of watching a car crash or whatever. And they're kind of like trying to see what's going to happen next, I guess. And it's all happening in real time. Like, you know, things is happening like this week, this month type stuff.
Few variety accounts on here. Most accounts focus on one niche, whether it's dance, lip sync. I do everything.
It wasn't long before his daily grind started paying off. He started seeing hundreds of thousands of views on every video he uploaded, regardless of its content. However, he didn't see mainstream levels of success until March 14th, 2021, when he uploaded a video of himself loudly singing Empire State of Mind in the middle of New York City. This went viral almost immediately, garnering tens of millions of views and turning Josh saying, into a meme. The video currently has over 7.6 million likes and is still one of the most viewed videos on his account. It's got popular enough to get Josh featured on a billboard in Times Square. And this is where things started to change for Josh for the better. Unlike countless other TikTok creators who see one viral video and then fade into obscurity, many people who became familiar with Josh stuck around. They found his off-key singing and sincere personality quite endearing. Many were also quite amused by his complete lack of shame in public, with a comment with over 100,000 likes writing, "The bravery you have to stand there and sing in front of those people, I couldn't do it." Later, a YouTube channel by the name of Apex Primary also uploaded a 15-minute long documentary on Joshua's life, titled "This Is My City: The Story of Josh Block Becoming TikTok Famous." This gave his fans more insight into his personal life, including accounts from his grandfather and high school teachers about how hardworking he was.
Has really come so far, and just knowing his background and knowing, you know, where he came from and the hurdles that he's had to jump over in his life. You know, like I said, it hasn't been easy, you know, for him. He's been dealt some tough cards, but Josh has kind of just tackled it head on.
This documentary also revealed the meaning behind his unusual username on TikTok, World of T-Shirts. Apparently, before he started making videos, Josh was big into photography. During high school,
those weren't bad photos, right?
Before he started making videos, Josh was big into photography. During
Not bad.
high school, he wanted to make money off his hobby, so he started a business selling t-shirts with his photos printed on them. He named this business World of T-Shirts and created a TikTok account for it, which he later ended up repurposing for uploading videos. Josh also revealed his ultimate goal in life in this documentary, stating that he doesn't want to do a normal job.
Whether it's continuing with the influencer career or starting my own business, I don't want to work for someone. I want to be my own boss.
Luckily, enough people stuck around after his viral success to make this dream a reality. Unfortunately, this also marked the beginning of the downward spiral that destroyed his life. It started with him coming up with a clever way of monetizing his success. You see, unlike platforms like YouTube or Twitch, it's very difficult to make any significant money by just posting videos or live streaming on TikTok. So, in May of 2021, Josh started charging people $50 for photos and videos.
$50 is crazy. That's like, what the hell? So much. Janice, he's mentally handicapped? Yes, he's autistic, Janice. $50 is insane, though. No one should ever pay $50 to take a photo with another human being, ever.
Okay,
But I mean, I guess if they're paying it, then they're paying, I guess.
$50 for photos and videos.
Make sure, okay? I'm reliable. Okay, I'll do the video.
Where does Venmo work?
Cash. I don't have Venmo. I have cash.
New York.
Then they do the video. I mean, I guess this guy just invested $50 to go viral.
The wrong way, who now saw him as a sellout, saying that Josh had, quote, become evil and that fame had gotten to him.
Athletes charge more. No, but this is not like some formal Comic-Con thing where they go and you wait in line and you say, I now will pay $40 for photo. Someone sees him on the street and goes, hey, can I take a photo? And goes, yeah, $50. That's how this dynamic is. That's what happened just then.
Someone even secretly recorded him walking somewhere and posted the video with the caption, "Guys, don't tell Joshua," insinuating that he'll come asking for money if he found out. However, the backlash for this was quite minimal,
50
since
is high,
just as
yeah,
many
it's
people
extremely
came to
high.
his defense for trying to earn a living doing what he loved, stating, "Get your money, Josh." And people have just been using him for free clout, so making money out of this is good for him. Love it. However, the support vanished quickly when Josh proved that there's no line that he won't cross for content. In June of 2021, a video of him came out in which he threw a fish on the ground and then stomped it to death while smiling at a camera. As you can imagine, this was extremely disturbing and left even his most loyal fans in disbelief, ultimately transforming into the first big controversy of Josh's online career. And how did he deal with the backlash? By giving a half-assed apology.
Yeah, okay, I apologized. Why don't we just end it? Stop with the cancel culture. I'm down like 8,000 followers because of this shit.
And saying that he was, quote, framed because the fish was already dead.
I didn't kill anything. It was dead already. He framed me.
He completely ignored the cruelty of what he did and just said sorry to hopefully stop losing more followers. His true feeling.
Yeah. Janice says, my former brother-in-law, I told you about how he got taken advantage of and died. Seems like he was the same level of autistic after seeing the clip of him talking. I've seen interviews of this guy talking, and then sometimes he will kind of surprise you with some of the stuff that he says. But yeah, like it does seem like he is kind of like, I don't know, doesn't have his full mental capacity.
Things, on the other hand, were apparent from the comments he left on the original video, stating, "I can't freaking believe that you would post this and ruin my reputation. If you don't remove it, I will call the police for bullying me. What you're doing is slander, cease and desist. You can't be creative on your own, so you're exploiting me. I will also get your TikTok account banned if you don't remove this." Put simply, he was getting full of himself, something his viewers noticed as well. This resulted in his main account getting banned from TikTok, forcing him to make another apology.
Okay, I'm sorry about the fish. It was a wrong thing for me to do, to stomp that fish. Please, just give me my account back. It was my livelihood and they just took it away. You just took it away by mass reporting. Please, I'm terribly sorry.
TikTok is the
Luckily,
worst for that. I saw they just banned News Daddy. They banned this guy that had 15 million followers on TikTok. Literally just reports the news. And they banned him out of nowhere. I don't know if it came back yet. We could look into it. But like, TikTok does just be doing crazy shit. Just mass report, oh, we'll ban whatever. Like, I obviously shouldn't upload videos of you stomping on a fish or whatever. I don't know if he actually uploaded on his account or what. Or if it was just someone else took the video. But yeah, I don't know. TikTok do be crazy. But that, I mean, that seemed genuine. That seemed like a person that was really upset.
His pleading worked, and his account was reinstated by August of that year. And surprisingly enough, Josh remained drama-free for the rest of 2020.
Someone who doesn't understand social cues and then gets tons of positive reinforcement and crazy behavior is going to start to think that crazy behavior is what they're meant to do. Yeah, Janice, I mean, honestly, this story gets way darker. We're still in the glory days of this tale, to be honest.
The temporary account ban likely scared him into staying away from any unhinged shenanigans. However, as 2022 rolled around, Josh's life took an unexpected turn, one that would later become the cause of his demise. This is because August of 2022 marked his 21st birthday, which is the legal drinking age in the US. Now,
Congrats on being in the 10-year-old game. That's amazing. It was an April Fool's joke, but I do really appreciate you, and I'm sorry to trick you. I'm not sure if you're saying this as part of the inside joke or if you are genuinely congratulating me, but either way, I appreciate you, and I'm sorry to trick you. But I thought it was a fun trick.
Until this point, Josh had stayed away from all other kinds of drugs and even vapes, so no one expected him to pay much attention to alcohol either. Unfortunately, they couldn't have been more wrong. It started slowly with a few drinks here and there, but quickly spiraled into a crippling addiction. His content went from doing silly things in public,
New York! Concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
to consuming copious amounts of alcohol in every single video he posted, often multiple times a day, and that's where he went off the deep end. As the drinking problem got worse, it started consuming his entire life. He would spend his entire day being drunk, only to chug down even more drinks whenever he felt like it. It wasn't long before all this drinking started getting to his head, making him angrier and more prone to crashing out. An important thing to note about Josh is that while he was always a bit quirky, he was never too aggressive. Most of his fan interactions were positive, and it remained this way until he started drinking in 2022. But once alcohol took over, that all changed. His once goofy and harmless demeanor started shifting into something more erratic, unpredictable, and at times outright hostile.
Take that!
He started crashing out during almost every single stream for various reasons, like whenever someone said the phrase "put the fries in the bag" or something even remotely similar, he would get triggered and chase them through the streets.
Put the fries in the bag.
I think he took a TikTok video and he went to McDonald's and ordered something, and then he said to the attendant, "Put the fries in the bag." So I think now this guy forgot to mention it. Now when people say it to him, it's kind of reminding him that he was being disrespectful to the guy for the video. So it's kind of like a bit of a jab or whatever, like a multi-layered jab. So he like really doesn't like it.
And
I think
through the streets.
Put the fries in the bag. Oh my god.
And like people will do it because it like activates him like that.
Put the fries in the bag.
It's like every time. Every time.
The reason he took so much offense from this seemingly harmless phrase is that, in his mind, it's a way for people to call him poor.
Why do you get so triggered by that phrase?
Because I know what it means. It's a fancy way of calling someone poor.
By saying put the fries in the
Yeah.
bag? Is it?
It is.
Even then, it's hardly something worth losing your mind over. However,
Yeah,
Josh's
it's
existing mental conditions, combined with the effects of constant alcohol consumption, made this seem like the worst insult in the world to him, resulting in him often going out of his way to chase and threaten anyone who said it in front of him.
You put the fries in the bag. I'm gonna kick your butt!
But to this,
Janice says, where are the people who genuinely care and support him? How they let him get this far? I think it's only his grandpa, really. But you'll see Janice, I mean, this guy hasn't really mentioned it yet in the video, but there's this one guy that's like really detrimental to him. He's like this leechy guy that went to jail and stuff and did all this bad stuff. But he's basically just abuses him to get him on his live stream, to make his live stream entertaining, and then like takes all the money from the donations and stuff. But then he's kind of posing it that he's caring about this Josh, but he's really not. He's just like pretending to care about him.
This was only the tip of the iceberg. In one instance, Josh went to Times Square in New York with his trusty hat and proudly claimed to be the captain of the city.
I run New York. Me. I'm the captain. I run the city now. Me. This is my city. I'm the captain of this ship.
This wasn't his first time making such a declaration, and likely wasn't going to be the last. Now, if he had posted something like this just a year ago, most people would have laughed it off as yet another silly and fun thing he came up with. But by this point, most of his fans knew about his alcoholism problem. They quickly realized that these were nothing more than the ramblings of a drunk man, with one of the top comments putting this into words, reading, "I think he had too much to drink." Unfortunately, this was one of his more tame outbursts. The alcohol was decimating his mental stability, causing him to lash out at everyone around him, and even going as far as calling people the N-word without a second thought.
I can't go to jail. I would. Oh, fuck you.
And what I've shown you so far are just a handful of the many examples of Joshua Block crashing out in public. There is literally hours of footage showing him flipping out at someone, swearing at them, and chasing them in the streets. And while some people still find this hilarious, like this one person who posted a comment under his compilation
That's the
stating
guy.
58 minutes of pure
This is the guy that I'm saying is like taking advantage of him, but this is obviously just a burner that has that guy's photo.
gold, many still recognize what his situation really is. Incredibly tragic and sad. With one person writing, "I just recently started the road to recovery from severe alcoholism, and watching Joshua deteriorate while people encourage and laugh at it has been pretty sad." Another person
Yeah, I
shared
agree.
a similar sentiment with a personal anecdote, stating, "This is really sad. I know a girl with autism who acts exactly like this. Even the pattern of speech and facial expressions are identical. People like this really need a good influence and a little guidance to flourish. The girl I know has an okay support system and seems to be doing well. This poor kid has been failed by everyone. Sadly, this empathy from some of his fans hasn't stopped him from doing things that are just plain wrong. From kicking strangers in public.
Damn, did he kick the guy or the girl?
Strangers in public.
I couldn't tell.
To wishing that his cousin, who was trying to get him into rehab, died from cancer, in texts reading, "F you, you cheap bastard. I hope you get cancer and die. Just like my mother. You don't deserve the right to live." Worst of all, his alcoholism led him back to his old, messed up behavior with animals. Originally, the backlash from the fish stomping incident was a wake-up call for him. He tried to ignore the outrage and ended up getting his account banned. This made him truly regret his actions, which is likely why he never did anything harmful to animals again. That is, until he started losing himself to drinking, and went back to threatening violence against cats and dogs.
Let's stomp on a bluegill later. Let's do it. Can I take a picture? Or a cat. Can I take a picture?
What?
If the beast harasses me again, I'm gonna finish off his dog.
Fortunately, aside
I mean,
from
maybe that's
forcefully
out of
pushing
context.
away a
I guess
cat
if we
one
give him like
time,
ultimate
he hasn't had
benefit
the
of the
chance
doubt.
to do something truly horrific yet, which is definitely for the better. That being said, there is something that I haven't mentioned till now, something that takes Josh's story from unfortunate to downright tragic. You see, while we can attribute most of Josh's terrible behavior to his alcoholism, doing so doesn't show the full picture. In reality, his drinking spiraled out of control because the people around him did everything they could to both provoke and enable it. And the two enablers that played the biggest role in Joshua's
Mr.
descent
Based.
into madness are Michael Quinn and Mr. Based. The first of these was Michael Quinn, who met Josh somewhere in late 2022 and quickly proceeded to become his manager of sorts.
Yeah, so these guys see Josh kind of going viral as this like charismatic dude before he drunk, like before he would drink alcohol. And then they just latch onto him and say, oh, I can become viral if I hang around with this guy. And then they basically just realize, oh, we get more and more viewers the more crazy he's going. So that's kind of like these people really push and enable him.
Michael would take him to parties and show him how to drink, quote, properly.
I'm showing Josh how to get lit.
Take him to casinos
Oh
to
my God.
encourage gambling.
Bringing my pal to a casino for the first time.
Like, what is this content?
And just constantly film him, all while enabling him to indulge in other harmful activities like smoking. Over
Like, Josh is only just turned 21,
the
remember?
course of the next few months, Michael manipulated Josh into thinking that he had his best interest in mind.
Josh is me, Michael Quinn. No one else. No one else. Tell him.
No one else. Michael Quinn is my mentor.
See that?
What made these interactions even more bizarre was the massive age gap between them. Michael was somewhere between 40 and 60 years old at this point, while Josh was barely over 20. This made many fans suspicious of Michael's true intentions, with one person going as far as accusing him of grooming Josh. Fortunately, Josh did
Doing
manage to
whippets now
escape
too?
Michael's
Damn.
clutches eventually. But what should have been the chance for him to better himself ended in disaster, because not long after distancing himself from Michael, Josh fell into arguably worse hands of Mr. Based. Calling him a bad person would be an understatement.
This guy has a crazy history. He like ran a like an illegal prostitution ring in New York and had like all this big reputation. Then he went to jail, then he got out, then he did it again, then he went to jail again. It's really, really interesting. I'm not sure how much this guy will talk about it, but his whole thing now is like, I'm the spiritual guru. Oh, we love everyone. I go sun gazing, blah, 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 blah. Like, if you watch some clips from his live, his demeanor, like, it truly makes you sick. Like, I hate people like that are so fake, you know? It's like so obvious what he's doing, but he's so fake. But yeah, it's interesting.
His real name, Jason Itzler, is an ex-felon who was once nicknamed the King of Pimps. In 2021, he was convicted of smuggling Schedule I hard drugs into the US and had to spend 7 months in jail. After getting free, Jason started operating one of the largest escort services in New York, while disguising himself as a paralegal in an attorney's office. He later created an online persona called Mr. Based, and that's the version of himself he used to get close to Josh.
Like, this guy did a disservice. Like, he should have said a little more on like how bad of a dude this guy was. I think he total did like 7 or so years in jail. But like, to just glaze it like that, oh yeah, he's kind of a bad dude, it's a little bit of an understatement.
Why is this group walking past me?
Let's go.
Who are you guys?
But this is when they
Who
first
are
meet,
you
I think.
guys? You scram! You scram! How did you get so loud? And who
Jeez,
are
glad
you,
we hate
sir?
the same type of
Who
people.
are you? Everyone run! Mr. Based on YouTube!
From there, he'd begin to use Josh for content, by constantly featuring him on his streams and filming his crash outs just to keep the views and subsequently the money flowing.
So they would just hang out, and then the TTS goes, "Hey Josh, put the fries in the bag," and then he goes crazy, and the base guy gets the money. It's like, it's really, I don't know, it was really bizarre.
Right! No bad words.
I'm from Brownsville.
No
You're
bad words.
done.
You fucking loser. Ashburger.
You're a You mess with. You're a peasant. I make $5,000 a month, bitch.
And just like Michael,
He would just
Jason
always
hasn't
crash
shied
out.
away from supplying Josh with all the alcohol he could ever need.
Oh my god! He just threw his drink on me! Alright, now you've got problems, young man. Get over here!
In November of 2024, YouTuber Alex Novel posted a nearly 2-hour documentary diving into the life of Jason
Yeah, I watched
and
this.
his
Jaren was telling
relationship
me to
with
watch this
Josh.
for like a few weeks, and then I
Near
watched
the end
it.
of this documentary, Alex managed to get a confession from Jason about his true intentions regarding Josh.
So this Mr. Based attacked him is why he has the scar. Wait, was it? I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
On
The
court,
documentary is
and
very
it boils
interesting.
down to Mr. Based waiting for Josh to die or become irrelevant just so he can inherit some of his audience or make money off them.
The past week with Josh has just been so busy. And look, the money's great. I'm not complaining about the money, but eventually this whole Josh era is going to end. He's going to move on soon and be done with me. I feel it, you know?
No, I get what you're saying.
I'm like...
So this guy was kind of undercover, pretending he's making a positive documentary about this Mr. Based dude, but then he was really exposing him. So in this phone call, he's kind of like mask off Mr. Based, and they're just like candidly talking about how he's kind of like using Josh kind of.
You know, I can feel this shit coming. I can't wait to be done with this kid, honestly. I know the content is great, but Josh's audience has to see how I'm so much more interesting than him, right? Like,
No.
they get that Josh is boring without me now. Should
So
you think I
ego.
could get like 1/10 of his followers to stick around and pay?
He's arrested now?
I think so,
Yeah, there was
yeah.
also a thing where it's like he led to the death of a girl. They were taking drugs and she overdosed, and he kind of pinned it on the other guy, but it seems more likely that it was him. I don't know. I'm not sure what the state... Is he in jail right now? I mean, that's good if he is.
He is blatantly taking advantage of a vulnerable young man without a hint of remorse, and Josh's audience hates him for it. What's even more sad is that Mr. Bass knows exactly what he's doing. He's convinced Josh that he's the only person who knows what's best for him, so any attempt from the audience to convince him of Mr. Bass' manipulation has ended up being completely futile.
Mr. Based, how does it feel to exploit a young, disabled person like Josh for abuse?
Disabled?
Just go to rehab, just go to rehab, Josh, go to rehab, Josh.
Disabled?
Go to rehab, Josh, go to rehab, Josh, go to rehab, Josh, go to
I'm
rehab,
disabled! I'm gonna fucking ruin you!
Now, some might argue that this still doesn't absolve Josh of everything he's done, but seeing the type of people who've been exploiting Josh for multiple years now, it's no surprise he ended up like this. And sadly, things are only getting worse. Nowhere is this more apparent than his latest trip to Japan, which could have
Cherry
easily
blossoms?
ruined Josh's life forever. It was supposed to be a completely normal Japan trip, with Josh walking around the cities, trying the local cuisine, and the usual. But as you might imagine, it was anything but normal, with Josh calling a local taxi driver an immigrant F-word,
You immigrant fuck!
talking
he's
about
in
looking for a
Japan.
dog to eat, having a meltdown on the street,
I'll never get this lens clean.
Put the fries in the bag.
I think he travels the work by himself, so he's not that disabled. Yeah, like sometimes he will surprise you in some of the things that he'll say. For sure.
I didn't say it. It wasn't me.
Who did? Yes, you did! I need 400 grams!
hitting and threatening locals,
Hey, you can't say that! Oh! I'm gonna kill you! Whoa!
getting citizens arrested,
Breathe! I can't breathe!
and
He's
finally
definitely like
getting
6 to
handed
8
over to
capacity. I mean, in this video, we're seeing like the worst of the worst, him crashing out, if you just watch him talking like a little bit more candidly, he will say some high-level thoughts.
The police. One wrong move and he could have easily ended up like Johnny Somali, trapped in a foreign country because of his antics. Fortunately, he was let go with just a warning, and unlike Johnny Somali, who would have tried to push his luck, Josh made the right decision and returned to the US immediately. Sadly, avoiding Japanese prison doesn't matter one bit.
And this like just happened.
This
is like the last few months.
After years of constant drinking, Joshua is on the brink of complete physical and mental collapse. He's severely depressed to the point of trying to end it all by jumping onto train tracks. He's also starting to show signs of schizophrenia, like hearing phantom voices.
Who said that?
Not to mention his physical health, which is just as bad, if not worse. So, is there any hope left for Joshua's survival? In theory, yes. He still has the option to quit everything, go to rehab, and turn around his life for the better. Unfortunately, figures like Mr. Beast still have a chokehold on his decision making, and him quitting content creation to pursue a healthier lifestyle goes against everything they want. And if that's not bad enough, he's now hanging out with the likes of Jack Doherty as well. So while he has the chance,
the Mr. Beast dude is so evil that he actually makes the Jack Doherty dude look good. Jack Doherty moved from Kick to some other live streaming platform, and he got Josh like some big deal that was like hundreds of thousands of dollars per year, and he got it for Mr. Beast and for Josh. The whole time he hung out with Mr. Beast, he gave him like, here's $100 for the day, while he's making thousands and thousands. So like the Jack Doherty dude, it's crazy to watch them interact. He's already a piece of shit guy, whatever, but the Mr. Beast is so bad it made Jack Doherty look good.
It would take a miracle
which is
for him
really
to
interesting.
actually turn things around.
But anyway,
Joshua
I would watch, if you want to know more about this situation, I would watch I think the guy's name is Alex Novell documentary. You could just write World of T-Shirts documentary. That's like 2 hours, which is more interesting. And he actually met up with Danny Duncan. And Danny Duncan was like, I'm going to ask him about Mr. Beast. I'm going to tell him that he's abusing him or whatever. It's actually a super wholesome video. I hung out with a lot of T-shirts. Yeah. So he hangs out with him, and like they barely drink alcohol, and they just have some good old fashioned like frat boy fun. They like blow up a car. He like shoots a gun. They just like do some random stuff. It was actually really wholesome. It seemed like positive for this guy. I like this video a lot. But yeah, if you want more on the Josh Block situation, you could watch the Novell guy's 2-hour documentary and watch this Danny Duncan video. I feel like that short documentary, I feel like that was kind of like the bare minimum to tell the story, where it like was very surface level. But still, shout out to Internet Anarchist. I think this kid, regardless of being used, would end up where he is. He seemed to like making rage band content from the start. I mean, I feel like it's hard to understand when you go viral, like why. And he kind of just was going viral, and I feel like he didn't really understand why.